now let's head on to other markets now. See Bitcoin there attempted another upside break above the 25,000 resistance zone. Couldn't stay up there, couldn't stay above it. The bears were active near that $25,000 zone, and the high was formed at $25,120. We see the market, it's still greed. Right now, still been oscillating between neutral and greed, and 59 points is what we have. We're at 60 a while back, but now it just shows that investors are still quite bullish in this market, showing that sentiment right now is towards the upside, but there's always that downside risk, when a market is feeling quite overheated at the point. So let's look at the market cap, 1.09 trillion, down 3.66%. Volume traded is up 11.38% this morning with the sell-offs we see in the market. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 41.46%. That's up 0.20%. Let's look at the price of Bitcoin this morning at 8 a.m., $23,978, down 4.09%. And we see volume traded $33.66 billion, the same amount of volume we've seen this time of the morning. Let's look at Ethereum, 1.6. Always holds that 1.6 level regardless of what happens in the market, but it's down 4.10%. So this 1.6 level is acting as some kind of incredible support for Ethereum at this point. Volume traded $9.32 billion. Let's look at the top alts by market cap, see how that's looking. It's all red, with Matic there, the biggest downer, down 8.92%, $1.34. It's had a good run in January there, and I was starting to see some pullback. Profit taking, BNB 300, still holding that $300 level, down 3.15%. Let's bring in Rume Ofi now, financial market analyst. Hello, Rume. Good morning.
Good morning, Laddie. Good morning.
I see you're still excited, even though we have that pullback. But, some have called it a bear market rally. It's not going to last. But we're in greed right now. And Rume, if you remember, most of 2022, this market was in extreme fear, oscillating between those levels. But now we're seeing greed. But the question is, can this greed be sustained? What are your thoughts on the market right now?
Laddie, the truth is that I'm not going to expect anything different from last year. This is because when a couple of us, the last time we spoke, I even said it, that people should be careful. Even the Fed has actually, if you ask me, not in control of the market. They try to bring down the inflation by going to 25 basis points, and now it seems that inflation is still very strong, and the jobs are actually very strong. Which, if you relate to risky asset like Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market, it means that this is going to be short-lived. This is really going to be short-lived. It's a situation whereby people are still having a lot of cash in their hands, getting involved into risky assets, and you can see that the market is actually reacting to it. Hopefully today we're going to be having the FOMC meeting, where it's going to be really ascertained that we're going to see a more hawkish Fed, which means that we might see some downside. What happened in some previous week now, it could be regarded as a bear market rally, right? But a lot of people, one thing I find very shocking is that celebrities on YouTubers, and even a couple of the big names in the space are calling for Bitcoin 30K, 50K, then we go back to 60K again. That is not correct, because the market hates uncertainty. And we're seeing what is going on in the world today. The Russian invasion of Ukraine just marked 1 year, and it's still very hot right here. Even the fact that the US president have said that Russia will not win the war, and Russia is actually intensifying its effort to do so, and as well as other things going on in the world today. So we need to understand that all of this play into the market. The market does not move in isolation. The market does not move in isolation. It's an opportunity for us to watch and see where the market is going, then join when the market has actually capitulated. So guys, we all should be very importantly taking the right step to be smart and make the best of it.
Yeah, geopolitics still playing heavy on these markets, and obviously we're going to get the Fed minutes for their last meeting. That's coming out today. Maybe that's why we're seeing some of these sell-offs. But looking at the market, right now, generally, we know the Fed is doing all it can to tell the investors that we're still going to raise rates, but it looks like the investors don't care. They still want to make profits in this market. They still want to stay in, at this time. Do you think the investors will be resilient enough in 2023 with all that's happening with geopolitics, rate hikes, and other debt issues around the world now?
The investors are ignoring the signals, which is dangerous to newbies, because the newbies, all they want to see is green candles. They are ignoring the signals right there because they have a lot of money to play with. So when we see the market downside, huge downside, I can tell you for a fact, not a financial advisor, I won't be surprised that this year might be a bit worse than last year. That is going to cool down the system. For those that have money, when their portfolios are even beyond what they expect, they begin to take logical decisions to doing things right. I think there's still a lot of money in circulation. There's still a lot of people in profit from the decade boom. I'm looking at it from a longer range now, because in the last decade, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and the Bitcoin market could be said to be one of the best, not one of the best performing assets. So all of those funds, we are going to see a situation whereby it's going to go down at some point, then see fresh money come into the market again.
Yeah.
It's natural. So, but people don't want to see this, but this is the fact. Then we see another movement again. But me, I'm also taking steps to make sure that funds are out of the market to be safe, and as well prepared for possibly looking at the later part of this year to early next year, basically.
Right. I guess your crystal ball is saying different from what investors are feeling right now.
Not the financial
advice. Let's look at other issues now. Regulation, that's one big issue right now in the crypto space. And a blockchain association CEO, he's saying that crypto regulation is happening behind closed doors. What does he mean?
Yes, you know what? FTX actually made a lot of things happen. I think Christine Smith, the CEO of the Blockchain Association in the US. We also have our Blockchain Association here in Nigeria as well, trying to get engaged with government too. So, but what he's saying is that the government is not. The Congress is not doing what it ought to do by engaging critical stakeholders, to get involved. But the Congress is actually slow now because of with progress on legislation, because of what happened with Sam Bankman-Fried. The former CEO of FTX has this very strong relationship with a lot of the lawmakers, which actually is not a good signal for them, and did end up as a good signal for them, or for them having some campaign funds being given to them. And it turns out that this guy actually mismanaged a whole lot of things. So they decided to take a more closer approach. But I think the stable coin regulation will happen very soon, and we might see some sort of conclusion for stable coins. For those that don't understand what stablecoin means, so it's more like the fiat equivalent, that is the dollar equivalent of the fiat currency, but this time in digital currency, right? To buy cryptocurrencies, they're going to have some level of regulation, and regulation is actually needed. But it will take time for us to have all Congress come together again to talk about the entire regulatory process. But before then, the SEC is already going really hard on all of these exchange platforms. I mean, Gary Gensler, and which also, I think, will make some other bad actors be careful of getting involved in the market, because at the end of the day, they might be slammed some very huge fine. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll keep watching, because I know obviously the US SEC there looking straight on at stable coins at this time. Thank you so much, Romeo. You'll be looking out for those Fed minutes, see how the market reacts. Thank you.
Thank you, Ladi. Thank you.
All right, so that's it for the markets today. We see the top gainers counted there, with ANKR topping that counter, 32.51%, the biggest double-digit gainer this morning. It could be because of that news about their partnership with Microsoft. So that's what getting investors all excited with that one. All right.